First of all, I have so much respect for this Virginia Tech program. When I first started coaching, I started coaching at Radford, 15 minutes away. At least when I drove, it was 15 minutes. But I used to come over here all the time and really respected everything, the tradition of this program. And obviously, I've been in here before, and I know about this crowd, and I know about their tradition. And Meg's doing a great job with this program. So we knew this was going to be a big game for us. Last year, our game came down to the last few seconds too, and we didn't win. We came out on the bad end of that, and it still stuck with us. And now, granted, don't have a lot of returners that remember that. I have 2 on my bench that remember that, but our staff remembered it. And I think our staff, my assistants, did a tremendous job, especially Jesse, who had the scout, of preparing us for this game because they're so talented and they run good actions and they're hard to guard. I thought the first half they did an amazing job defending us, and I thought they frustrated our team, and especially Tricia Cullop and Gal Raviv. I don't remember exactly what they had point-wise in the first half, but it wasn't much. And to do what they did in the second half and to keep their composure, it's a good thing it's a 40-minute game. I couldn't have been more proud of the resiliency and the perseverance. We didn't run much the first half. I didn't think we executed very well at all, and you credit Virginia Tech's defense for that. But the second half, I thought we executed so much better. Shots were going down, and our effort defensively picked up, and I thought we did a great job of controlling the boards for the most part to not give them a second look. So I'm really, really proud of what I saw from my team because I really wanted to see our backbone, and I thought I saw that today.
3 things before we start. This was Coach Cullop's 500th career win, Tricia Cullop's 10th double-double of the season, and then 19 points we were held in the first half, which is our lowest of the season so far. With that being said, we're going to open up for questions. If you could just introduce yourself first, that would be awesome. Go ahead.
Mark Berman, the Roanoke Times. You were down 15 points in the fourth quarter. Can you kind of run down what you thought you guys were doing much better than those last 8 or 9 minutes of regulation?
Well, getting stops. We had to get stops. I thought our 1-3-1 did a good job of taking them out of their offense and making them pass the ball around. We were able to clean up some shots or clean up some rebounds and then go down and score. And, if you can hold them to some empty possessions, they're such a good shooting team. They execute so well that I thought when we were able to get those defensive stops, and they missed some wide open threes that they normally hit. Thank goodness, because I felt like the first half they were all going down. But I do think it was a combination of our defense stepped up in the second half, especially late. We knew we had to. If we wanted to have a chance, we had to get stops. We couldn't trade baskets. And like I said, we executed so much better. I thought, especially Shea and Gal late, the combination of the 2 of them really put the team on their back and offensively found ways to score or get to the free throw line and connected. And so just really, really proud of what we saw. You can't ever give up. I mean, a game's never over till the buzzer sounds, and that's the way you got to play.
Thomas Hughes, Virginia Tech on SI. Your team limited Karis Baker to 8 points on 3 for 12 shooting. What do you credit that to?
They probably got tired of hearing her name because all week I talked about how she almost single-handedly beat us last year. She hit 3 after 3. When we played them last year, she got in foul trouble. She missed a big part of the middle of the game. Then she came back and hit big 3 after big 3, and eventually, they walked out with a victory. So we talked to the team about what a great player she is and that we couldn't leave her open. We had to contest her shots. We had to switch at times to get out on her. She still got more looks than I wanted her to have, but I thought our team really was in tune to what we had to do to win. And she's an explosive player that can really fill it up. She's a tremendous shooter. And also, she does a good job posting up inside and creating and driving, but I was more worried about a three-point shot because I didn't know if we could match three-pointer to three-pointer. But down the stretch, we could match 2s, and so we had to eliminate the three-point looks.
Bit of a two-headed question here. Your team went 2 for 15 from beyond the arc, but outscored Tech 46-24 in the paint. What do you feel like wasn't working from long range, and then what do you feel like allowed your team to be so effective inside?
Well, one thing that wasn't working is our best three-point shooter's at home. She got injured before this trip, and we hope to have her back next game, but we left her home so she could rehab and get better, and if we think we're going to have her on Sunday. So that was part of the problem. But, we also had some kids that can shoot it, that the shots weren't falling. So the one thing I kept talking to them about in the first half was stop settling for threes. And I thought we drove to the basket more. I thought we also hit the post and cut and Shea was able to get to the foul line, but we had to find better twos instead of relying on just threes. If you're not shooting it well, you can't rely on that.
David Cunningham, Tech sideline. Congratulations on your 500th win.
Thank you.
What did you feel like the duo of Raviv and Kyle were able to? It seemed like the tandem kind of took over the game down the stretch and kind of got you guys more efficient opportunities around the rim. What did you like about their kind of play connectivity down the stretch?
I thought the first half, and not necessarily both of them, but I thought at times in the first half when it was a little bit physical, we let it get to us. And I thought the second half, we talked a long time at halftime about, on the road you can't expect a call, and you've got to play through things. And to be honest, in the ACC, it's just a physical league. And so we needed to keep our composure better. I thought, we had a good talk about that during halftime, and I thought the second half they came out with a different attitude, and that they were just going to play through stuff. And they weren't going to get upset when calls were made, that they were going to attack the basket a lot harder, that Shea was going to seal deeper, and that she wasn't going to be so indecisive. I thought the first half she caught it and she was indecisive. She either got a travel or she threw it away, and she was getting frustrated. She just needed to make a quick move. And I really thought she played through some moments that, she had 4 fouls. She played the entire overtime with 4 fouls. That showed a lot of composure and veteran attitude as well, because not everybody can do that. And I thought once or twice about getting her out, but I'm like, you know what? She's playing well. We got to ride this. And so I was really proud of her composure down the stretch. But those two, Gal Raviv and Tricia Cullop, really feed off each other really well. I think the more we play into the season, the chemistry of those two is going to be really special, because it was tonight in the second half.
We'll take 1 or 2 more. Go ahead.
In your opening statement, you mentioned their actions. What were they? What was Virginia Tech specifically doing to make it more difficult?
They do a really good job with what we call Zoom actions, where there's a guard screening down for another guard into a handoff, and if it's not open on that side, they swing it. It's that same action on the other side. They're rolling and popping as that's happening as well, which you really got to talk defensively, because if you're worried about the roller, they're going to hit a 3, and if you don't get on the roller, they've got an easy 2. But I thought we needed to do a good job of, and I thought, my defensive coaches on my staff did a great job of making sure the gaps weren't open so they didn't have wide open drives to the lane, but also that we got out on shooters and contested for the most part. We still left a few open, but again, the defensive effort and focus was really good and stuck with our game plan.
We'll close out right here.
Caden Reinhardt, Virginia Tech on SI. Great win, Coach. Just five free throw attempts for the Hokies. What was key to keeping them away from the free throw stripe?
Well, number one, early in the game, Gal Raviv got in foul trouble, and so she was just trying to play clean because we needed her on the floor. Tricia Cullop, as I said, she couldn't foul as well because, again, we needed her on the floor. So I think some of it was out of need of the kids playing smart because they knew that we had to keep them on the floor. But I thought the other thing is we've really worked hard at defending and keeping people in front of us and not reaching, getting around screens, switching when you get in trouble. I think our defense continues to get better every game, and I thought it really showed in the second half. And, you got to do that if you want to win in our league.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.